It's me, Kiran Patil, working as assistant professor in computer science and engineering department. Alongside me, I have Mrs. Dakshini Jerry ma'am, also assistant professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering. We together welcome you to this inaugural function of IEEE NKCon 2022, a flagship event jointly organized by IEEE NKSS and BLEA's Vachana Pitamaha, Dr. Fagu Halkati, College of Engineering and Technology, popularly known as BLEA CET.
The historical city of Vijaypur, previously known as Bijapur, has its own place in India and its history. We are fortunate to host IEEE NKCon 2022 International Conference in the cultural and heritage city of Vijaypur. And most importantly, we all are being the part of this event in the prestigious college of BLDA's VP Dr. PG Halkatti College of Engineering and Technology, Vijaypur. We shall begin today's function by invoking the Almighty to shower her blessings on each one of us. It is a tradition to invoke blessings of the goddess Saraswati through a melodious song. I would like to call upon Ms. Sunaina Deshpande, student from Computer Science and Department, 3rd semester, to render an invocation song.
ಸೂರ್ಯನ ಆಭರಣ ಶೋಭಿತಳೆ ಶಶಿ ಸೂರ್ಯನ ಆಭರಣ ಶೋಭಿತ ಕುಸುಮ ಮುಡಿದ ಮೂರ್ಜಗ ಉಳ್ಳವಳೆ ನಲಿದಾಡೆ ಎನ್ನ ನಾಲಿಗೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಶಾರದಾ ದೇವಿ ಶಾರದಾ ದೇವಿ ಶೃಂಗಾರವಾದ ಜಡೆ ಬಂಗಾರ ರಾಗುಟಿ ಚೌರಿ ಶೃಂಗಾರವಾದ ಜಡೆ ಬಂಗಾರ ರಾಗುಟಿ ಚೌರಿ ಹೊಂಗ್ಯಾದಿಗೆ ಗೊಂಡೆ ಮುತ್ತಿನ ಹಾರ ಹೊಂಗ್ಯಾದಿಗೆ ಗೊಂಡೆ ಮುತ್ತಿನ ಹಾರ ರಂಗು ಮನೋಹರ ರಂಗು ಮನೋಹರ ಮಂದಗಮನೆ ಅರವಿಂದ ನಯನ ಶ್ರೀ ಮಂದಗಮನೆ ಅರವಿಂದ ನಯನ ಶ್ರೀ ರಂಗ ವಿಠಲನ ತೋರೆ ಶುಭಾಂಗಿ ನಲಿದಾಡೆ ಎನ್ನ ನಾಲಿಗೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಶಾರದಾ ದೇವಿ ಶಾರದಾ ದೇವಿ ಕುಣಿದಾಡೆ 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 ಎನ್ನ ನಾಲಿಗೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಎನ್ನ ನಾಲಿಗೆ ಮೇಲೆ ನಲಿದಾಡೆ ಎನ್ನ ನಾಲಿಗೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಶಾರದಾ ದೇವಿ ಶಾರದಾ ದೇವಿ ಶಾರದಾ ದೇವಿ
Thank you, Ms. Sunaina Deshpande, for such a melodious song. Ladies and gentlemen, as Max Eastman once said, a smile is a universal welcome, and what better person than Dr. Viresh Kunal, who is an ever smiling soul, HOD of IEEE Department and Organizing Chair of NKCon 2022. May I request you, sir, to please welcome the gathering.
Thank you, sir. Respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, heads of various departments, and my dear colleagues and participants. Very warm morning to one and all present over here. I, Dr. Viresh Gunal, Head of the Department, Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Organizing Chair of IEEE International Conference NKCon 2022, feel proud and delighted to welcome you all to this August gathering of the inauguration. I feel privileged to welcome our today's chief guest, Dr. Yashan Singh, Sir, Director, ABV IIITM, Gwalior, India. Sir has accepted our invitation and also has shown proud interest to take part in this conference. It's my pleasure to welcome you, sir. I request our Vice Principal Admin, Dr. G.V. Patil Madam, to present the memento as a token of love and affection. Thank you, madam. I feel honored to welcome our chief guest, Sir R.V. Nalagowda, Deputy Director, ICA UR Rao Satellite Center, ISRO Bangalore. Sir accepted our invitation and shown keen interest to take part in this conference. It's my pleasure to welcome you, sir. I request Dr. Gunnagar, sir, to present memento as a token of love and affection to Nalagowda, sir. Thank you, sir. We extend our heartiest welcome to our guest of honor, Dr. Jerry Chun V. Lin, Professor, Western Norway University of Applied Sciences, Norway, for his valuable presence and his acceptance as the keynote speaker of this conference. It is my pleasure to welcome you, sir. I request our principal, sir, Dr. V.G. Sangam, sir, to present memento to sir as a token of love and affection. Thank you, sir. I feel privileged to welcome our today's honorary chair, Sri Puneet Mishra, sir, ISRO Vice Chair, IEEE India Council. We are honored with his interest to join the conference. It's my pleasure to welcome you, sir. I request Dr. Pushpa Patil, HOD, Computer Science Department, to present a memento to Puneet Mishra, sir, as a token of love and affection. Thank you, madam. It's my privilege to welcome in absentia our President, Dr. M.B. Patil, sir, MLA and former Home and Water Resource Minister, Government of Karnataka. We are very happy to have sir as a part of this event, sir. Due to his pre-decided commitment, he was unable to join our particular function. I would like to welcome in his absentia General Secretary, BLD Association, Sri G.K. Patil, sir. It is indeed a pleasure in welcoming in absentia ever-inspiring young and dynamic Honorary Director, Sri B.M. Patil, sir, BLD Association, to this program. I would like to welcome Dr. R.V. Kulkarni, sir, in absentia, Registrar, BLD deemed to be University, for this particular function. I wish to extend warm welcome to Dr. R.B. Kotnal, sir, Administrative Officer, BLD Association, Vijaypur. I request Das Madam, Dr. Das Madam, to present memento to Kotnal, sir, as a token of love and affection. It is my privilege to welcome Sri Agarwal, sir, for this particular function. I request Professor S.M. Churchan, sir, to present a memento as a token of love and affection. Thank you, sir. I wish to extend my warm welcome to Dr. Basavaraj Anami, sir, Registrar, KLE Tech University, Chair, IEEE NKSS, for his valuable presence in this occasion. Welcome you, sir. I request Dr. M.I. Sakri, sir, to present a memento to Anami, sir, as a token of love and affection. Sir, I would like to extend the warmest welcome in her absentia to Dr. Deepa Shenoy, Professor, UEC and IEEE Bangalore Section Chair 2022. Madam, your tremendous support has made this conference to come true. I wish to extend my warm welcome to Mr. Changappa M.R., Secretary, Bangalore Section. I request Dr. M.U. Nagaraj, sir, to present memento to Changappa sir as a token of love and affection. Thank you, sir. I wish to extend my sincere welcome to Dr. Parmeshachari BD, Professor NMIT, Chair IEEE ITS Bangalore Chapter for his august presence in this conference and the motivation extended for the great success of this conference. I welcome you, sir. I request Anuradha Tangsali Madam to present the memento as a token of love and affection. Thank you, madam. I wish to extend my warm welcome to Dr. Ramachandra AC, Professor and Head, Department of ECE, Nitte Meenakshi Institute of Technology, Bengaluru, for his valuable presence in this organization, sir. I wish to extend my hearty and delighted welcome to Dr. VG Sangam, sir, Principal BLD CET, Vachanapita, Dr. Pagu Halkatti College of Engineering and Technology, Vijaypura, for his tremendous support and guidance for this conference. I welcome you, sir. I request Dr. Momin, sir, Asif Momin, to present memento to our Sangam, sir, as a token of love and affection. Thank you very much, sir. I would like to extend my cheerful welcome to all the session chairs, principals of various engineering colleges, EXICOM members of NKSS and IEEE Bangalore section who have accepted our invitation and have added value to the conference. Heartily welcome to all the session chair, advisory committee member, EXICOM members of both the section, all student branch councillors and IEEE members. I wish to extend the warm welcome to all HODs of the department, faculty members and non-teaching staffs members of the BLD CET for tremendous support and coordination. I wish to extend heartful welcome to all the committee members and volunteers of various committees of the conference for their excellent contribution and support for conducting this conference. I extend my welcome to all the press and electronic media persons for their valuable presence. Last but not the least, I extend my heartfelt welcome to all my dear authors of various papers of this conference who have come from various parts of the country. I appreciate and extend my gratitude for your excellent contribution and keen participation in this conference, sir. I welcome each and every one of you to the conference. Once again, I welcome you all to the NKCon 2022 at BLD CET campus. Have a great day. Thank you one and all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for expressing your warm welcome to this august gathering. As they say, a little bit of light pushes away lots of darkness. To mark this occasion, may I request the dignitaries onto the dais to please come forward and light up the lamp of knowledge and eradicate the darkness of ignorance.
Thank you all. John Lennon says, "A dream you dream alone is a dream. A dream you dream together is a reality." It was indeed this mantra of working together that has brought us where we are today. It gives me an immense pleasure to introduce Dr. Basavaraj Anami, Registrar KLE Tech University, Chair IEEE NKSS, General Chair NKCon 2022. Now I request Dr. Basavaraj Anami to speak a few words about the journey of IEEE NKCon 2022. Sir, please.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, all the delegates. It gives me immense pleasure to say a few words about the journey of IEEE North Karnataka subsection, which is abbreviated as IEEE NKSS. It was formed in July 2020. The key objectives were to network professionals in this region and help them share constantly the technological developments happening around. North Karnataka has 35 engineering colleges. It includes IIT Dharwad, IIIT Dharwad, a unique Visvesvaraya Technological University Belgavi, Central University of Karnataka Kalaburgi, and many state and private universities spread across 9 districts of North Karnataka. The thought of starting IEEE North Karnataka subsection was initiated by Dr. Suresh S. Jangamshetty, senior member IEEE and affiliated to Basaveshwara Engineering College, Bagalkot. The petition to start IEEE North Karnataka subsection was filed during the chairmanship of Sri Punit Mishra sir and got materialized during Sri Bindu Madhavan sir. Approval was received in the month of July with a GE code ROO11902. And Dr. Suresh Jangamshetty took charge as the founder chair of NKSS, and vice chair was Kulkarni, Dr. Kulkarni, and Kiran Belwad was a secretary, and Abhishek Deshmukh was a treasurer. NKSS was officially inaugurated on 14/9/2020 in a virtual mode in the presence of Professor Akinori Nishihara, Director IEEE Region 10, Asia Pacific, Mr. Deepak Mathur, Director-elect IEEE Region 10, and Dr. Ramkrishna K, MGA Vice Chair Membership, Past Director of IEEE Region 10, and Dr. Supavadi Armavith, IEEE Region 10 Section and Chapter Coordinator, and Dr. S.N. Singh, Chair, IEEE India Council, who is the chief guest today on this occasion. It's a so coincidence that he inaugurated, and also he is inaugurating our first NKSS International Conference. Then Dr. Surendra Kaushik, Nomination Committee Chair, and Mr. Punit Kumar Mishra, Chair of IEEE Bangalore Section, who is also, he inaugurated IEEE NKSS, and also he is inaugurating the first ever conference of NKSS. IEEE NKSS has been active and rejuvenated many dormant IEEE student branches, and also started new IEEE student branches, namely in IIIT Dharwad, Shanabaswa University Kalaburgi, and many more places. Student chapters have been started. New student branch chapters are also being started, namely IEEE PS in JIT, and also KLIT Hubballi, IEEE ITS student chapter in JNDC Kalaburgi, and Computer Society student chapter in JIT Belgavi. Apart from this, NKSS has facilitated organization of seminars, workshops, technical symposia and industrial visits for IEEE student members across the branches. Since January 2022, the office bearers of NKSS got changed, and Dr. B.S. Anami became the chair, and vice chair is Professor Abhishek Deshmukh, secretary Ravi Hosmani, and treasurer Professor Rudresh Magdum. The NKSS Execom has 17 renowned professors drawn from different technical institutions of North Karnataka, and they are very active. The present international conference, NKCon 2022, is the idea and effort of this Execom. All the credit goes to them. It is the first ever international conference of NKSS consented by IEEE Bangalore section, chairperson Dr. Deepa Shanai, and ably supported by IEEE ITS Bangalore chapter chair Dr. Parameshwar Achari, and academically supported by the management of NMIT Bangalore. And this is the way in which we organize the present international conference in this institute. The conference is hosted by BLDA Vachana Pitamaha Dr. Pagu Halkatti College of Engineering and Technology, Vijayapur. The NKCon 2022 is scheduled for 3 days, that is 19, 20 and 21st. 19th being the pre-conference day, wherein we had technical poster presentations and few technical sessions for the student members. Today we have in-person and also virtual presentations, paper presentations, and tomorrow we'll have virtual sessions and followed by a virtual valedictory. We have received an impressive number of papers. To the tune of 900 technical papers have been received from different countries like USA, Malaysia, South Africa, Saudi Arabia, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Singapore. Within India, it has received several papers from different parts of the country. Namely, the states include Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, and Goa. Many people from Karnataka, remote part of Karnataka, have also participated in NKSS NKCon 2022. The conference is organized in virtual mode via Google Meet, and all the papers are being peer reviewed by at least 2 reviewers, and ensured that the selected papers meet the required quality. Thus, the acceptance papers is kept around 30%. I appeal to all the delegates who are participating in this conference to present their papers neatly, and expects my satisfaction regarding having come from different parts of the Karnataka and also different parts of India, and I wish them a very comfortable stay in this historical city of Vijayapura. I would like to place on records the support received from the guests, Dr. S.N. Singh sir, Nadagod sir, Puneet Mishra sir, and Dr. Jerry, who has come from Norway, Dr. Shanai ma'am, Dr. Parameshwar Achari sir, and Mr. Changappa sir, and who all came here and made this inaugural function a memorable one. And all the credit of this success of NKSS, NKCon 2022 goes to all of you. I express my deep sense of gratitude from NKSS and also from the management of BLDA Bijapur. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir, for providing us with a glimpse of IEEE NKSS and IEEE NKCon 2022. Now, it is my indeed privilege to introduce Dr. Parameshwachari BD, Chair IEEE ITS Bengaluru Chapter, General Chair NKCon 2022. Dr. Parmeshachari Bedi is currently working as professor in the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering at Nitte Meenakshi Institute of Technology, Bengaluru. He has a total of 19 plus years of teaching and research experience, and he has worked at various positions and places like Karnataka, Kerala, and Mauritius. He is currently serving as a distinguished speaker by ACM and IEEE Virtual Speaker by Virtual Bureau Speaker Program. May I now request Sir to please let us know the gathering about IEEE ITS.
Good morning, one and all present here, respected dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, and my dear colleagues, IEEE members and fellow participants. It is my great pleasure to welcome all of you for the inauguration of first edition of IEEE North Karnataka Flagship International Conference. It is a matter of pride for me as a chair of IEEE Information Theory Society Bangalore chapter to be part of this IEEE NKCon 2022 in association with IEEE Bangalore section, and which is co-organized and hosted at BLD Association Vachana Pitamaha, Dr. P.G. Alakatti College of Engineering and Technology, Vijaypura. I am happy that Nitte Meenakshi Institute of Technology, Bangalore is also the academic partner for this great event. IEEE NKCon is the result of initiation, motivation, and guidance of Mr. Punit Kumar Mishra, Vice Chair IEEE India Council, and I am very much thankful for his continuous support and advices, which has greatly helped us to organize this IEEE NKCon. I am sure that the series of NKCon conferences will be helpful for many aspiring academicians. I am personally thank Dr. Punit Mishra sir, who brought me to IEEE at the global level. So during his tenure as a chair of IEEE Bangalore section in the 2020, we have established more than yes, he told just now, he told 56 organizations in it, but I coordinated with more than 10 IEEE student branches across Karnataka. We have initiated many new student branches during his tenure. Under his guidance, we have successfully established IEEE Information Theory Society. IEEE Information Theory Society is also established under his tenure as a chair of IEEE Bangalore section. And now IEEE ITS Bangalore chapter has successfully established 16 IEEE student branch chapters across Karnataka since January 2021. So it is one of the youngest chapter under IEEE Bangalore section. IEEE NKCon 2022 is intended to provide a common platform to the researchers, academicians, scientists, industrial practitioners, engineers, and scholars in frontline evolutionary challenging fields. I believe that this conference has done whatever they have intended to provide to the participants. I hope that the organizer will continue this every year and create this as one of the flagship conferences in Karnataka. Being a general chair of this NKCon 2022, I was amazed by looking the number of submissions, which is more than 700. In the first edition itself, getting 700 plus papers, it is not a small thing. I have personally reviewed many of accepted papers and found it in quality manner. And I personally congratulate the organizing committee for their efforts for such huge number of papers. And NKCon assures quality publications, and authors will surely feel proud to publish in this renowned conference. The copy of this proceedings, it will release going to soon. The copy of this proceedings of this international conference will reflect the quality of research work taking place in the global community, will inspire others to contribute the best. I take this opportunity to express my deepfelt gratitude to the host institution, BLD Association, Dr. Vachana Pitamaha, Dr. P.G. Alakatti College of Engineering and Technology, Vijaypur, for providing us with all possible logistic support towards organizing this conference. And also like to congratulate and the man behind all these efforts and coordinating such a huge event, Dr. Basuraj Anami sir, Chair of IEEE North Karnataka Subsection, and Professor Ravi Vasmani, Secretary of IEEE North Karnataka Subsection, and the organizing chair, Dr. Veeresh Gonal, for their wonderful efforts. And also I take this opportunity to thank the management, especially the Chief Patron, Dr. M.B. Patil, and Dr. G.K. Patil, General Secretary, and Shri Basungowda Patil, Director, and the General Co-Chair, Dr. V.G. Sangam sir, Principal of this college, for organizing such a wonderful conference. And my sincere thanks to Dr. Deepa Shanai, Chair, IEEE Bangalore Section, and Mr. Changappa, Secretary IEEE Bangalore Section, for extending their support in all aspects. I express my gratitude to all the ExCom members of IEEE North Karnataka Subsection and IEEE Information Theory Society Bangalore Chapter and IEEE Bangalore Section and staff members of this college who have lent their shoulders for organizing this conference. And also, I extend my gratitude to the members of various committees of the conference who have supported us organizing this conference. I once again thank everyone for joining this conference and making this a grand event. Let's light together the lamp of knowledge. Let's share our knowledge and contribute to a better world. Together we can make the difference. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
And awareness is not only for students, it is also for the teachers and public too. Our college has realized the need of create awareness about itself among the students, and we are doing our best to meet the requirement. As a new step in this direction, we have come up with organizing IEEE conference in our prestigious institute. May I now request distinguished dignitaries on the dais to release the proceedings of today's conference to the gathering. To felicitate dignitaries present over here. I would now request our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. S.N. Singh, to come forward and receive our felicitation. And I request the core committee members to felicitate our Chief Guest. S.N. Singh obtained his Master's and PhD in Electrical Engineering from Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur in the year 1989 and 1995. Presently, Professor Singh is Director, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Indian Institute of Information Technology and Management, Gwalior, India. Before joining IIT Kanpur as Associate Professor, Dr. Singh worked with UP State Electricity Board as Assistant Engineer from the year 1988 to 1996. Then worked as Assistant Professor at Roorkee University from the year 1996 to 2000. And as an Assistant Professor at Asian Institute of Technology, Bangkok, Thailand from the year 2001 to 2002. He was a Vice Chancellor of Madan Mohan Malviya University of Technology, Gorakhpur during the year 2017 to July 2020. Dr. Singh received several awards. To name few of them, it is including the Young Engineer Award in 2000 from Indian National Academy of Engineering. Professor Singh is a recipient of Humboldt Fellowship of Germany and Ottoman State Fellowship of Denmark. Professor Singh became first Asian to receive 2013 IEEE Educational Activity Board Meritorious Achievement Award in Continuing Education. He is also the recipient of NPSC 2020 Academic Excellence Award and 2021 IEEE Industry Application Society Outstanding Educator Award, and many more. His research interests include power system restructuring facts, power system optimization and control, security analysis, wind power, and many more. Professor Singh has published more than 500 papers in international national journals, conferences, and supervised 40 PhD scholars. He has also written 30 book chapters and 8 edited books and 2 textbooks. Professor Singh was chairman of IEEE UP section for 2013 and 2014 and was the coordinator of IEEE R10 conference and technical seminar. Presently, Professor Singh is immediate past chairman of IEEE India Council, and he is also fellows of IEEE USA, IET UK, INEE, IEI, IETE, and AVH. Now I request our chief guest, Dr. R.V. Nadgowda, Deputy Director, ICA, UR Rao Satellite Center, ISRO, Bengaluru, to kindly receive our felicitation. Dr. R.V. Nadgowda has received his bachelor's degrees in Electronics and Communication Engineering in the year 1987 and master's degree in Industrial Electronics in 1990 from Karnataka Regional Engineering College, Surathkal. Sir has joined Ground Checkout Division, ISRO Satellite Center, Bengaluru in the year 1989 and involved in spacecraft checkout operations of Indian Remote Sensing Satellite IRS-1C, 1D and TES. He has made contributions in planning, designing, and realization of spacecraft checkout system, as well as successful evaluation of these spacecrafts by the way of efficient testing methods. His contribution to indigenous system development starts with the design, development, and operationalization of high bit rate systems for remote sensing payload data acquisition and simulation, leading to import substitution of critical technology and cost savings to tune of crores of rupees. As a project director for Radar Imaging Satellite Series, he has successfully overseen the development, realization, and operationalization of 3 spacecraft constellations to meet the national requirements in a record time of 2 years. Thank you, sir.
It is indeed my pleasure to introduce our today's guest of honor, Dr. Jerry Chun Wei Lin. Now, Dr. Lin is currently working as full professor at the Department of Computer Science, Electrical Engineering, and Mathematical Sciences, Western Norway University of Applied Science, Bergen, Norway. He has published 500 plus research papers in referred journals with more than 80 IEEE ACM journals and international conferences. His research interests include data mining and analytics, soft computing, deep learning, machine learning, optimizations, IoT applications, and privacy preserving and security technologies. He is the editor-in-chief of Data Science and Pattern Recognition Journal, associate editor and editor for 12 ACI journals, including IEEE Transaction on Neural Networks and Learning Systems, IEEE Transactions on Cybernetics, IEEE Transactions on Dependable and Secure Computing, Information Science, among others. He has served as the guest editor for 50 plus ACI journals. He is the leader of the well-known SPMF project, which includes more than 190 data mining algorithms and has been widely cited in many different applications. He has been awarded as the most cited Chinese researcher in the year 2018, 19, and 20 by Elsewhere in Scopus, and top 2% scientist in the year 2019, 20, 21, and 22, respectively, by Stanford University. He is the fellow of IET, ACM Distinguished Scientist, and IEEE Senior Member. He is truly a gentleman and a personality that one gets an inspiration from. Now, it is indeed again my privilege to introduce the Honorary Chair, Mr. Puneet Kumar Mishra, Honorary Chair for IEEE NKCon 2022. Puneet Kumar Mishra earned his master's degree in RF and microwave from IIT Roorkee in the year 2004. Since 2004, he is with UR Rao Satellite Center, Bengaluru. He has rich experience of RF characterizations of 45 satellites, 280 antennas, and radarms. He has indigenously developed various requirements of ISRO's satellite program. He has played a vital role in establishing satellite-level EMC facility. He is also responsible for establishments of Asia's largest subsystem-level magnetic measurement facility and world's first and largest compact range with 10 am quiet zone. He has received IEEE, IRSI Young Scientist Awards in the year 2012, ISRO Young Scientist Award in the year 2013, ASI ISRO Space Gold Medal in the year 2014, GE Foundation Award for Academic Excellence and Leadership in the year 2002 and 2004, and 4 Best Paper Awards. He's also the recipient of IEEE MGA Achievement Award for the year 2017. He has also developed a payload to study the RF backcloud phenomenon during the re-entry of the space vehicle. He has published more than 45 technical papers in international journals and IEEE transactions. He is the senior member of IEEE, fellow of IETI, and life member of ASI. He is passionate volunteer and serving as chair IEEE Bengaluru section and secretary IEEE India Council. He presently is heading satellite antenna characterization, test and design section. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Mr. Puneet Kumar for you. Now, IEEE NKSS wants to facilitate the members of the host institute, that is BLEA's Vachanapitama, Dr. Fergu Halkati College of Engineering and Technology. So may I now request our principal, Dr. V.G. Sangam sir, to please come forward and accept the felicitation. Also, I would also request Dr. R.B. Kotnar sir, who is the administrative officer of BLE Association, to also receive the felicitation from IEEE NKSS. Thank you all for doing the honors. Now, talking about leadership, I remember a quote by Sadhguru which says, integrity, insight, and inclusiveness are three essential qualities of leadership. Now, a living example of this is our own leader, President of BLDA Association, present member of Legislative Assembly, and a former Minister of Home and Irrigation, and popularly known as Bhagirat in this part of Karnataka because of his immense contribution in the field of irrigation. It's none other than Dr. M.B. Patil sir. Now, Dr. M.B. Patil sir is not present amongst us because of his busy schedule, but nevertheless, he has a video message for all of us. So I would request the technical team to please play the video message.
Dear delegates of IEEE North Karnataka Conference 2022, I am excited to know that IEEE NK Conference 2022 is being co-organized and hosted by BLDA's Vachana Pitama, Dr. Fargol Katti College of Engineering and Technology, Vijaypur, during 2021, November 12, 2022. BLD Association has been rendering its yeoman services since last 11 decades in the field of education. I must remember the untiring efforts of a great visionary, philanthropist, late Sri B.M. Patil, who was responsible for growth of the BLD Association. Today, technology is evolving at a rapid pace, enabling exponential growth in the field of electrical and electronics engineering. New trends arise within electrical and electronics engineering field at a faster rate. Hence, it becomes important for professionals to be familiar with these new trends. I pray that these delegates of IEEE North Karnataka Conference shall receive the blessings of great soul Dr. P.G. Halkatti, His Holiness Sangan Basveshwara Mahaswamiji of Bantanad, and His Holiness Sri Siddheshwara Mahaswamiji of Jnanagashram of Vijaypur. I wish the conference a grand success and convey my best wishes to everyone involved in the flagship conference. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your motivational and inspirational address. May I now request Dr. S.N. Singh to address the gathering.
Good afternoon to all of you. I think it is after the midday. People sitting on the dais, the honorary guests of the dais, faculty members, students, ladies and gentlemen. I keep on traveling for last 24 hours. I started my journey yesterday 11 o'clock. I reached here at 11 o'clock. So it was very tough journey, but I'm fortunate that I'm touching this part of the Karnataka. And you know this BLD, North Karnataka, this NK Khan we call, this was basically approved in my tenure as a India Council Chair. At that time, the Puneet Misraji was secretary, and he was also the chair of Bangalore section. During our tenure, after 2 years, I was 2019 and 2020, we did many new changes for the IEEE, and that's why you can see the many sections are created. In my tenure, the 2 new sections were basically approved. One is Vizag sector, another is a MP subsection was there is a section, and the many subsections were created. So we tried to increase the motivation among the students, faculty members, and others, those are close related with the IEEE. This NK Khan, the Khan word is now very common, because for the conferences we are using, so you'll find the many subsections and sections, they are organizing the conferences in the name of, like this is North Karnataka Khan, means it is a conference. Similarly, we are having the UP Khan, we started in the 14. Bangalore is also having all the sections now, they are starting. The purpose is to connect the people. The conferences, always I question, why conference? If you want to publish your paper, you can publish in the journal, you can publish here and there. But the conferences are the place where we can. It is just like educational fair, where the variety of the people are presenting their paper, variety of even the experts will be there so that you can interact and you can meet. So the main purpose of the conferences is to connect. As all you know, we are connected by the social media as well. Here we are connecting face to face. The convince and the convey your ideas. In the presenting your paper, it is also giving your popularity, what you are doing, whether you can know whether you are going in the right direction or not. As I was told, that's a large number of papers were there. And that is basically the any conference is there. We say we have to go for the good quality of the paper. Now how to measure the quality? Because the quality as a word using very easy, we say quality education, quality water, quality conference, everywhere we add the quality. But there is no measurement here for the quality, for anything. It is a very relative, and the quality we say, if our conference in the term, I say the quality is based on the good paper presenters, good keynote speaker, good plenary sections, good panel sessions, and good some sort of the symposium, some sort like your PhD symposium, other things. If those are the mixture and blended mode, it will be one of the best conference. So this NKCon is one of this, and I believe this conference will certainly give a lot of, and as I said, it's the first conference of this. So if this conference is keep on rotating in the North Karnataka, means everyone will be connected and also they will be learning the faith. I was surprised to see this honor which was given, the first time I have seen my life. And you can see, this is really, it touched me, that's how they appreciate it. The conferences, you know, no doubt we are keep on, even though yesterday I was a chief guest in the 2 conferences, and then from there onwards I'm just traveling. So it is, I can say, the connecting the people and the meeting people is one of the very, very important factor. You can see the Professor Lin is also there. He will be talking and he will be giving the keynote lecture. That is always there. Now, always you will be thinking, because my students are here, me as a person, I never got admission in IITs, and even though not in the Roorkee at that time, but I am the teacher in IIT Kanpur. I am well connected in state engineering colleges, private colleges. I was the vice chancellor, I was told that I was vice chancellor in Madan Mohan Malvi University of Technology, that is one of the state university, technical university. I was there for 3 years, and now I'm this Indian Institute of Information Technology, that is a central government of national importance institution is there. So always students are curiosity, why this, what is the difference between the IITs, what is the difference between the NIT, and what is the difference between other colleges. Always they are, because once you are not getting that, always you have the curiosity, oh, they are the very good. It is not so. You have a huge potential, always I say, and you have to see your potential. Because many big shots, name any, they were not from IITs, even the technical field. They were some small engineering colleges or universities. Why? Even though, just you can remember, I say, even though Hanumanji was also not knowing his potential, somebody else told, look, you can jump from Rameswaram and go to the Sri Lanka. So that potential you have. I may just one example in front of you. As I said, I didn't get even the IIT as a BTech, but I'm a teacher there. And already I can say, not from my mouth, but I believe I'm one of the good teachers as well. So you have to have sincerity, honesty, and your time management. Always say to my students, because everyone has the 24 hours, then your time management is perfect. Then you can rise in life. Always there is a question, oh, this boy is, or this girl is intelligent, I'm not intelligent. This question is always there. I also believe I'm not an intelligent person. But what I can do, because the brain is given by the God, it is not there's any tablet is there which I can eat and I become the so brilliant and so forth. But what I have my time, and suppose I'm not getting one reading, I'll read 5 times. Some people read once and they get it. Some people read 5. So why not? Why to blame the God? It is better to do yourself. Try to read 2 at a time. I'm sure the day will come, because always I say there is one principle. Because the growth of the mind, there is no formula for that. The brilliancy, there is no formula for this. But what it is, just like it is a mind, it is a sharpen. What we study, it is a sharpen our mind. So if you are doing continuously and intelligently, certainly that will help you in life, and you will rise, I'm sure, in that way. So always work hard with the sincerity, with all the things. Always we say, nowadays the changing the parameter. What we did 20 years before, that is, even though that was the best at that time, but now it is no more relevant. Like education system, it has changing very fast. And you know, the COVID, it has given that we have gone for the online education. And that is, I can say, the conferences are also in the blended mode. Means it is offline and online it is happening. So it is everything. Earlier we say, the necessity is the mother of invention. But now it is also changing. We are saying that technology is necessary for the invention. Because earlier we were thinking, we are having the technology, why not we can do the invention? Many, many things, inventions, I remember, there's one talk of our Honorable the Kalamji. He said there will be a time, and I do remember it may come, because most of the inventions are basically comes through the surprises. He says that if you are, there is a future, just like buying a milk every day in your house, you will have to buy energy every day in your house, and it is nothing wire. You can have a battery and put it in your house, 24 hours finish. If that will happen, all the electrical engineering technology will be changing. So similarly, you can say in the digital technologies or computer science people, how it is changing the fast. Now it is everywhere is internet or ICTs. So it is continuously changing the technology, and we have to be updated, and that will be there. So always say to my student, all the faculty members, you should have a very good observational skill. You have to observe, you have to question, and now the education is not like cramming. Once you are here, you have to have the logical thinking, logical reasoning, and same logical reading also. Because earlier now we were going to the library, now nobody is going to library because everything is on fingertips. Because everyone having mobile and the Google is there. So it is now everything is changing throughout the life, and we have to cope up with this. But these technologies are also very disruptive technology we call, because this is killing a lot of our time in the WhatsApp and other social media as well. That is important. It's not, I'm saying it's not important, but first we have to do, you have to prioritize. You have to have the time management, always I say, and that will be there. So these type of conferences, you can interact the people, those are having a lot of, they are the basically book of knowledge. Because you study a whole book, they will give in one lecture or so. So it is better to attend, better to interact, and have some. Apart from the social media connect, it is the professional connect, and the IEEE is one platform which says is a technology for humanity, and that is the tag name of IEEE. So this is a platform where the IEEE is reaching to individuals, those are in the graduates and undergraduate student at the various level. So the NK-Con is a initiative in this part of the North Karnataka, and I wish, even though in the inauguration also I was there, and already I was told in this conference I'm also here. So thank you for organizer for inviting me. Thank you everybody, thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your thought-provoking address. Now I would request Dr. R.V. Nadgoda to address the gathering.
ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ, ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ವಂದನೆಗಳು ಹಾಗೂ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳು. ಈ ಒಂದು ಭವ್ಯವಾದ ತಾಂತ್ರಿಕ ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನವನ್ನು ಈ ಬಿಜಾಪುರದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯೋಜಿಸಿದ್ದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ. ಈ ತಿಂಗಳು ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಇದು ನವೆಂಬರ್ ತಿಂಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯೋತ್ಸವ, ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಡಿನ ಉತ್ಸವ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಸಿಂಗ್ ಹೇಳಿದರು, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮೊದಲು ಐ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಸಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬ್ಲೆಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ see sir's interest and the way he inspires and his thought process. Sir told one thing that I liked very much. He told, not that innovation can come only from IITs or top-notch institutions. It can come from anywhere. The gold, wherever it is buried, it is gold only. Only you have to uncover and find out the potential. Like sir told, I know, I am from ISRO. I am the Deputy Director of Integration and Checkout Area. My responsibility is to, whatever happens in assembling the spacecraft, integrating, testing, and declaring that the spacecraft is ready for launch, all that happens under my responsibility. That is the responsibility. Actually, like Singh sir told, in ISRO also, not that everybody is from the top-notch institute or like that. They are all ordinary people, but ISRO has made them extraordinary and made them to make extraordinary things in this country. And what we are today, every individual, an ordinary individual has contributed by sheer indulgence, total involvement in the activity, commitment, dedication. These are the things, and that is what ISRO has given. So thing is, if you just think why ISRO is in the mind and heart of every citizen of this country, because the work ISRO does, the outcome and benefit of ISRO activity reaches to every citizen of this country. That is the reason ISRO is in the every heart and mind of the country. Actually, we, like Mahatma Gandhi is regarded as father of the nation, Professor Vikram Ambalal Sarabhai, he is the father of space program in India. If you see what Professor Vikram Sarabhai achieved in his short lifespan, I think he died at the age of 52. In that short lifespan, what he achieved, if you just think, you can't imagine actually. Only gods only can do that kind of achievement. That is the kind of, and moreover, the type of rich heritage ISRO has, and the work culture and the attitude of the people that is there, that is all from the great visionaries and leaders like Professor Vikram Sarabhai, the subsequent people who came, Professor Satish Dhawan, Professor U.R. Rao, Abdul Kalam sir also started his career in, you all know, and you see his journey from Rameshwaram to Rashtrapati Bhavan, from a small hamlet. So it is not important where you start your journey. Only you have to have confidence, and you should be satisfied that I am doing good thing, and what I do benefits the country, benefits the society. And once that happens, no, there is no limit to what you can aim at and what you can achieve. Actually, if you think today's challenge is, Professor Singh sir also mentioned, totally things, it is very volatile and dynamic situation. And today's challenge is how fast we can unlearn and relearn and adapt to the changing requirements. That is the need of the hour. And in ISRO, I started my journey in the same area where I am presently there. I am there as Deputy Director. Then in 2016, I was shifted and I was given the responsibility of Project Director. And during my 3 years tenure, I realized in a short span of time, 2 years, 3 spacecrafts, radar imaging satellites, which can observe Earth during daytime, nighttime, all weather conditions, and which can keep an eye on our borders and which can watch our borders 24/7. And just I would like to explain you one one incident that happened. It was in the year 2018. Actually, satellites of this kind were required for our country, for the national need, but we didn't have any experience at that point of time. At that point of time, one meeting happened with the Israeli aerospace industry. Israeli aerospace industry, they had given this kind of satellite in 2009 for our country's need. Then we wanted this kind of satellites, considering the scenario that existed in the country we needed. And we didn't have that technology at that point of time. So we had called Israeli chiefs. Our chairman was there, and I also happened to be in that meeting. Then our chairman told, we need this kind of satellites. We want 2 satellites, but we want within 1 year. If you can give within 1 year, I can talk to government and assign you the responsibility to get them done. But Israeli, who had realized that similar kind of satellite in 2009, same people told, no, our work will start only after you give order, and we need minimum 4 years of time, and 1 satellite will cost 4,000 crores. That is what they told. Then, I don't know, Dr. Sivan was the chairman of ISRO. We were all there. Then he told, no, I will not accept this. My team will develop that satellite. And true to his confidence, across ISRO, we worked as one team, and in 2 years, we established constellation of 3 satellites, developing all technologies that are required. So that is what only somebody, we have the big potential. I am especially addressing the children here. You have the potential to achieve whatever you want. Only thing you have to trigger it, kindle it, that's all. So that is what we did, and all required technologies were developed, and in 2 years we have established the constellation in orbit. Only because of the pandemic only it got little delayed, and everything is working very beautifully. So that is the strength, and today's challenge is how well we can find solutions to the problem of man and society. Yeah, here I would like to remember all the visionaries, leaders, Swamijis or Gurus, whatever, or great thinkers. So we should remember all of them with gratitude for the stage, for the preparedness that is there in this country. It is because of their work and their thought process that such an environment is existing in this Karnataka state, in the country. And presently, government also, earlier what we were doing, ISRO only was doing the space activity. And as you know, and Chief Guest Singh sir also told, technology has that power to find solution to any problem. And Chairman, President of BLD sir also told in his video that the power of technology. So that is well appreciated by everybody, and that is the power technology is having. And may I request, actually, after I launched my first satellite, every project director is given opportunity to address the nation. So can you play the video of my address to the nation after the successful launch of my first satellite? Respected Chairman ISRO, Center Directors, illustrious leaders of ISRO whose blessings are always with us, high-level dignitaries who witnessed the flawless liftoff of PSLV C-46 RISAT-2B liftoff and subsequent injection of the spacecraft in the precise orbit and subsequent solar panel deployments, my senior colleagues, then my dearest RISAT-2B team members who have realized the spacecraft in a record time of 15 months, and with their highest level of commitment, dedication, everyone has given their best. And I thank PSLV and PSLV team for injecting RISAT-2B in a precise orbit. Well begun is half done, and RISAT-2B has started its journey in the orbit. And it is going to perform and it is going to change the way we do remote sensing and put it to use for disaster management and national development. RISAT-2B spacecraft comprises of bus module, payload module, and on top of the payload module, a highly complex and technologically excellent 3.6 meter deployable radial rib antenna, which was also developed in a record time. And payload has a lot of complex technologies. High power transmission, that is 2 kilowatts of pulsed power, was derived from SSPAs with 8 SSPAs combined power with a Butler matrix, high power circulator switch, and a host of complex technologies. And similarly, the bus system was there to support.
Standing by my side is my chairman,
requirement,
Dr. Keshavan.
the mission requirements.
Gave my responsibility, gave that
My
responsibility.
salutations and gratitude to my dearest RISAT-2B team. Each one of them have given their best and contributed to realize
He is
this
our
mission
present
in
chairman,
a short
Dr.
time of
Somnath.
15 months, which any other best industry also would have taken not less than 4 years to realize this mission. I thank the management of ISRO for giving me this opportunity to lead the team and contribute my best. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah.
So I also started my career in a village only. Up to 6th standard I was there. So it is only our attitude and the quality of taking the responsibility. And we should make our team comfortable. I didn't do much in my project as project director. I only was there wherever my team wanted to be and wherever my approval was required, I gave, and the magic happened. So what I am telling is, I request the students, you have a very big potential, kindly rise to the occasion and make India Atmanirbhar, make India Shreshth Bharat, Ek Bharat, and make Bharat Vishwaguru. We were always Vishwaguru. Again, once again, we have to become Vishwaguru. And this is a very nice occasion that Professor Anami sir, I missed. So he has the distinction of introducing computer science to the North Karnataka region. So give sir a big hand. And my colleague Punit Mishra, he is a very dynamic person. He has only brought me here and introduced to all of you. So I thank the management of BLDA and all the forum members of the IEEE for giving me this opportunity. And thank you very much. Yeah, before that, can you play in that my RISAT satellite, there was one unfurlable antenna, 3.6 meter diameter, that was required. And we had put one camera, in-orbit camera, to capture its deployment when satellite is in orbit. So that video you can play. Yeah. It is a very nice thing. You can see that. It was released on web also. This is the satellite. What you see in the center is the satellite. And there were 2 cameras which were put. And as the deployment was happening by a ground command, you can see, and in the background what you see is the clouds and earth. Sound is not coming? Okay. Actually, if we wanted to procure this antenna, it would have costed around 600 crores, this antenna alone. And sometimes denied also, because it is done only abroad, and sometimes they will not give the technology or they will deny the technology. But my team in ISRO, they have developed this in 1.5 years, maybe within 50 crores. So, thank you once again, and once again I request all my dear students, please take interest, involve yourself. Sadasivanige adayadhyana athara agbeku nimdidu. Bhakti, Shraddhayinda, you get involved in your activity.
Even everybody will help you, even God will help you, and you will become successful in your careers. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for such motivational words for all the audience here. Now, isn't that leadership, ladies and gentlemen? This reminded me of a speech of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, wherein he says, leadership is all about taking the responsibility of failures on your shoulders and giving away success to your team. So that is Dr. R.V. Narugada, sir, for you. Now, may I request Dr. Jerry Chunwei Lin to please address the gathering. Please, sir.
Namaskara Vajapra. Ilenu Chanajidia. Yes. Okay, I practiced this sentence in the morning for several times. I hope my pronunciation is correct. Yes, thank you. Yeah, so it's with a very great pleasure to welcome all of you to the first IEEE North Karanata Subsection Flagship International Conference. Distinguished guests on dais, I hope IEEE NKCOM will act as a catalyst by providing useful and effective interaction of ideas. This should go a long way in transforming our lives for the better. This conference focuses on a variety of emerging areas from theory to practice and also for the applications. The event is a unique opportunity for sharing the advanced knowledge on many fundamental topics and also information, which serve as the core of an increasing number of applications and also the domains. Take a look around us. So you can see we find the technology everywhere. We receive the information by our mobile phone, by our computer, by radio, whatever, right? So this technology in every aspect and the corners of our lives. Many of today's problems require interdisciplinary research and approach towards resolution, and such congregating help people network to establish cooperation. I would like to thank my friend, Dr. Paramesh Cherry, for inviting me to this conference. I'm in connecting with Dr. Paramesh Cherry for the past few years, and he's organized the IEEE International Conference frequently. I personally feel that those kind of effort and contribution and also the events will improve the publication opportunities for the scholars, for the scientists, and also improve our quality of life. Okay, of course, quality is very important. And yesterday, I traveled from Bangora to Vajapur, a very good company with Dr. Parameshwar Chari family, and thanks for his wife, Dr. Resmi, for a very nice interaction. I'm very happy here to congratulate the organizations of the conference, and I wish this conference will provide a platform for inclusive participation in the field of engineering and technology. It would not be possible for me to name all of the contributors and all of the organizers in a very short message. I would nevertheless like to commend the effort of Dr. Sorry for the pronunciation. Anami chaired the IEEE NK subsection. I extended my best wishes to all the delegates and also the members of the organizing committee of IEEE NKCOM for the great success of this event. I proud BLDES VP Dr. PG Halakati, College of Engineering and Technology, Vajapura, for taking initiatives to organize this conference. I will address some of the latest technology of my research and domains, and during my keynote speech later, so see you around. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspirational words. Now I request Mr. Puneet Kumar Mishra to address the gathering.
Professor Anami, Chair IEEE North Karnataka Subsection, Professor S.N. Singh, Director IIITM Gwalior and past Chair IEEE India Council, Shri Arvind Adegowda Sir, Deputy Director Integration and Checkout Area, UR Rao Satellite Center, Bangalore, Dr. V.G. Singam, Principal BLD PG Halakatti College of Engineering, Dr. R.R. Kotnal, Administrative Officer, Dr. Parmeshachari, our own Mysore Subsection Chair as well as ITS Chair, Dr. Viresh Gonal, IEEE Student Branch Chair, Branch Counselor, and then dignitaries of the dais, especially Dr. Jangam Shetty, who was the first, if I am correct, he is the first IEEE member in North Karnataka. Along with him, Mr. Agrawal, who is always supporter of IEEE activities, especially in this particular college, and all the IEEE Bangalore section, IEEE North Karnataka subsection office bearers, delegates, faculty members, and students. When I stand here today, I feel vindicated and contented because during my tenure as a Bangalore section chair, I mooted this idea of creating two subsections, especially Mysore and North Karnataka, even though the seed of subsection in North Karnataka was sown much before when I was secretary of IEEE Bangalore section in 2014. There was a road show where then chair Mr. Ravi Kiran Annaswamy, he visited all these places and then took signatures also for filing the petition. But somehow it was held up at IEEE headquarter level and it was not materializing. So when I took over the charge, I made it a point that this particular year I have to have these two subsections running because it is always not possible for all IEEE Bangalore section office bearers to travel these remote places, sometimes because of their busy schedule and sometimes because of their interest. It takes a lot of pain, effort and time to come all this from Bangalore to North Karnataka, especially Vijayapur. I drove all the way from Bangalore and I reached, so I can tell proudly this. People talk beyond Bangalore. I did it. And after 2 years, when I see North Karnataka Con, NK Con, and this hall is full with 700 plus papers submitted in this particular conference, out of those 700 plus, 300 plus are selected, then it gives you really proud feeling that yes, whatever we have thought, and it is not because I have done it so it is happening, it is because the people like you who have taken lot of pain to convert that seed into a budding kind of a tree, so which is very, very important. Sowing seed is one part, but growing it, nurturing it, and taking it to higher level is what all done by all our North Karnataka subsection office bearers, especially Jangam Shetty was the first chair, and then under the leadership of Professor Anami, he took all the pain of starting this and materializing this. So I am very happy and thank you very much for all your volunteering contributions. Another point is why I told them to start this North Karnataka conference is because when we want to teach people, we want to reach to the people and we want to make a better society, it is always not possible to take everybody to an international conference which is happening either in Bangalore or in New York. But it is always possible to bring few experts from those places to people, to places like this, and teach more than 500, 600 students and faculty members at a given point of time, which is happening right now. So this is a reverse kind of engineering what we have done. And God will give you everybody, God will give some opportunities. At some point of time, you are always at the position where you can take decisions. It is at those moments will define your character, will define, they are going to be they call it as a kind of a momentous occasion. So given the responsibility to you, if you are acting towards those where you can change, you are able to change the lives and you can change the lives of people, and if you do it, then history is going to be created. I am pretty sure that. And towards this, I am seeing this, yes, even though this being the maiden conference of North Karnataka, NK Con, getting 700 papers is not an easy task. It means organizing committee has really done wonderful job in reaching out to the people, getting the papers, and that also shows that how much potential is there in this particular region. There are 35 engineering colleges. And it is not possible for anyone to reach out to all those 35 colleges sitting from the Bangalore. But yes, it is always possible. And I'm very happy to see that North Karnataka subsection is doing that same thing. They are doing their execom meetings in those respective colleges every month. It means they are trying to reach out to those colleges, propagating IEEE, propagating knowledge and using technology for humanity, which is the tagline of IEEE. With these words, I will stop here. I know all of you are hungry and want to listen more from our keynote speaker. But yes, thank you very much for all your volunteering contribution. Thank you very much for all the hard work making North NK Con a huge success, as well as making North Karnataka subsection a growing subsection, which I can see in very near future we will be seeing as a section. So that will be another milestone in the history of North Karnataka subsection. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for addressing this August gathering and letting us know how difficult it is to progress as an institute from scratch. Thank you. That's Mr. Puneet Mishra for you, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, now I request Dr. R.B. Kotnal, Administrative Officer, BLE Association, to please address the gathering.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, Dr. S.N. Singh sir, Director, ABB, IITM Gwalior, our own son of North Karnataka, a proud son, Dr. R.V. Nadgowda, Deputy Director, ISRO, Jerry Shundlin, Professor from Norway, Puneet Kumar Mishra ji, our Sangam sir, and other organizing committee members, and invitees from other parts of the country. I am here not to address the gathering, but to augment the message given by our Honorable President for the great success of this convention. I, as a representative of BLDEA, I extend a hearty and warm welcome to all of you. Have a great day here, and I expect the exchange of knowledge between you and elite members of this organization will happen for 2 days. Yesterday it happened to me to attend the pre-conference presentations. I was much excited to interact with very young students who have presented their projects, very creative, innovative projects, couple of projects I have seen them. It was very excited yesterday also. Today Sangam sir invited me and happily I agreed to present here and welcome you all for this wonderful convention. Sir, we at BLDA are striving and making all possibilities to bring equality in education in all the sectors. We are very much competent to compete with any students of metro city institutions. As rightly pointed out by our Singh sir and Nadgowda sir, don't take it as we are from rural background or a very college situated far away from Bangalore. We are very much competent, sir. I remember a cartoon by Dr. R.K. Lakshman. I correlate here. There were two students. One was from, say, a renowned institution, IIT or NIT, and one was from our own, a village student from North Karnataka, had an opportunity to meet a scientist like Nadgowda sir. When they met, he was telling about satellites launching and all. And he was emphasizing more on, not Nadgowda exactly, the situation I am correlating. He was talking about many satellites in the sky. The sky is full of satellites. The IIT student said, then what is the opportunity there if everything is full of satellites? What is the next opportunity, sir? With a desperate mind, he asked. Nadgowda sir did not answer him. He looked at the student who came from a rural Kannada medium. He said, shall we install traffic signals, sir? If satellites is too much crowded in the sky, are we not able to install a traffic signals there? That is a optimistic way of Kannada medium students and rural students. Don't be afraid of any students who is sitting next to you is from IIT or NIT. Let him be wherever from he. You should have your own optimism, have a courage to face all the challenges. I am sure that our students of BLA CET are very, very optimistic, very challenging, and they will do better than any other students. It is our confidence. And with this, from the management side, we will extend all possible requirements to BLDA CET. The principal of this college is being very much energetic, dynamic, and enthusiastic. He is creating much positive energy in this atmosphere. With his guidance and experience, we grow further and further. As you said, sir, Mishra sir, reverse osmosis is required it is not required from every time a Bangalore is hosting international conferences. The opportunity is given to us, and we will also host this conference equivalent or more than that any metro cities which are hosted already. With this, I welcome you again. I wish this conference a great, great success. Have a 2 days pleasant stay, interact and visit all our institutions if possible, and also all the monuments present in Vijaypur. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your earnest address. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for recognition. It's time to appreciate. Now, it's time to reward. Now, IEEE NKSS is here to present Lifetime Achievement Award to Dr. Suresh H. Jangamshetty for his invaluable contribution to IEEE NKSS. May I request the core committee members to do the honors. Dr. Suresh Jangamshetty sir has around 32 plus years of experience as IEEE member. He is instrumental to motivate industry and academicians to bring
ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಸಿದ್ದೇಶ್ವರ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳಿಗೆ ವಂದಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಹಾಗೂ ನಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಯರನ್ನು ಮೊದಲು ನೆನೆಸುತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆರೆದಿರುವ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. Respected Singh sir, Nalagoda sir, Jerry, Puneet Mishra ji, Sangam sir, my mentor and Guruji Anami sir, Itnal sir, Parmeshwar Chari and Gonal, all my esteemed faculty members of BLD, I always have a greater respect for you. The invitees, ladies, and of course the students of BLD. I'll just take a couple of minutes. They are told 2 minutes, but I don't know. This place here, same place, 1985-84, we had a gathering here. I am a student of BLD, studied 82-85. Of course, I took 1 year extra. Then even I did my schooling here in Sainik School, Bijapur. That was a changing period for me. And of course, going little bit behind, earlier to that, I am a village child from Hegadihal. My native place is Honutgi. So around this place only. Seen all the things that really come across to a middle class family. Thanks to my father, I remember crossing the Doni River and reaching Sainik School, sitting on the shoulder of tall people who used to cross us, and my father swimming across that river, small wild Doni River. Well, with that, Sainik School changed some life. Even my mother also was a teacher. It landed me here, and then after finishing Sainik School, I remember I could not get a seat in NIT Surathkal or other engineering colleges. Then took admission to Science College, KCP Science College. With the help of my then some friends, they pushed me to ZBC group, I remember. And then my father is a very hardcore struggler. You know, primary school teachers are real people who change the child's life. And he somehow met one of the members of BLD, and he was successful in getting seat at a donation of 5,000 rupees, and I was here. And only 3 buildings here, and no building at all in this area. My house just was being constructed, and that was the meeting place for many of we who took first admission here. Started in KCB Science, then came 3 branches, I remember. Even some of my colleagues are here in the audience, I remember. Well, journey began. Immediately after this, there was an offer for me to join here. I don't know why I denied that as a faculty. Then my father put me, somehow I got a teaching position in Basaveshwar Engineering College. Same thing, but it was a government aided. What changed my life was I got admission in IIT Kharagpur Masters. I remember all the professors. It was the entire relearning. Once in a lifetime we have to pass through fire, we say, then we will know what the pains are. And that was the situation, and we never looked back. And it comes back to IEEE. That first time Dr. M. Ramamurthy, I was given a volunteership to escort him from IIT Kharagpur railway station to the venue, the International IEEE conference. I never saw that discussion which took place from railway station to the venue. These people at IIT faculty are real gems. He gave some discussion that went on, brought me back to IEEE, joined as a student member in 1988. Since then I have not seen. Came back here, then found in entire North Karnataka, IEEE was not known. Even though Anami sir had already come back from IIT Chennai, he had heard, but some of us have to begin. Then we started discussing, You must have somebody to move you further. And sir never looked back, the then principal. First, I was a IEEE member, then we initiated a lot of things. Somehow in 1994, first IEEE student branch we started in Bagalkot. Always it's the alma mater that draws us here. We also started a student branch in BLD in 1994. The late Dr. Manvi, he's no more with us, but he was here in BLD. Literally, we started. And that first program of inaugurating student branch also I remember. So that's the history for the youngsters. That is, we need to fight across, not saying something is not there. What was the fire in me? My heart was spoken by Dr. Singh and even Nadagoda sir, including Punit Misraji. There is nothing to stop us, but there should be a fire within us. There should be something like what is that our students are missing was miserably troubling me. The freedom that students get in IIT, same mindset our students have here. The students studying in maybe even any foreign university, they also eat food, they breathe the oxygen only, nothing else other than that. But why is that they are still doing better or they are considered the best? That was troubling me. It was the networking, it was the connectivity, it was the opportunity for our students. That made me to really struggle to start the IEEE activities, because I knew the latest in technology is announced in IEEE, and if we can read it, books give us something which is quite old, but it is these journals and magazines, conferences, seminars, workshops give us something that our colleagues and even teachers do not know. And that fire put me in IEEE. And of course, once I was into IEEE, traveling across to Bangalore, attending, meeting people, I was sitting in Bagalkot, in a small rural place. Reach also is very difficult. Then even colleges in Bijapur were not known. How to connect these colleges was troubling a lot. Then this was IEEE which connected. Punit Misraji mentioned, all of us can't go abroad to attend conference, but we can bring those people here to these places to address our students. I was able to get Dr. Kincha addressing in a simple classroom to our students. The photographs are, of course, still there with us. This is what every one of you, if any of you think, what is that still I can do? The example just quoted, the example of saying so many satellites already there, and a student from a rural place saying, can you put a traffic signal? And look at that thought, wonderful thought. And definitely our students have the potential. So of course in Basaveshwar Engineering College, Bagalkot, it was somewhere in 2000, students never allowed us near them because they were organizing the IEEE activities. And Punit Misraji definitely knows most of our IEEE student branch chairs by their name, and they were connected. We were able to get people. Now, I was so happy. I was just sitting and smiling throughout this program because something I had dreamt that it should happen to our students in North Karnataka. Now, all the 35 engineering colleges connecting them, and of course, Punit Misraji has already mentioned something ahead that can you make this a section? Well, sir, that fire will be there within me, and definitely I have been thinking about this since long, but only thing, our faculty members. I rely more on faculty members, and next, the associations which are here in North Karnataka, they have to bring in the industry people. 50% of our exicom has to be represented by industry people. I was just speaking to Kripa Rasane madam, who is our next chair-elect for NKSS, representing JC College. So I am also thinking of how our second NKCon flagship conference will be. So definitely this is going to create a new era. Section, it is there in the hands of the community, industry, and it is in the hands of the faculty members. Students will always do. And there are certain best practices that faculty members can adopt. And today itself we had the NB accreditation exit meeting in our college. That's why I could not come yesterday. We had 2 days NBA committee. Most of them mentioned that our students are not going outside the state, forget about college. Now this is what we need to create some new things, because the conference and student branch will definitely help in networking and putting ourselves at the global map. This is what we have done. I thank the organizers and especially Anami sir, recognizing my services for IEEE and giving me this Lifetime Achievement Award. I dedicate this to the IEEE student members of Basaveshwara Engineering College, Bagalkot sir. Once again, this is a wonderful moment. I am definitely very happy today. That's something we are seeing. Just like I could see the excitement on the face of Puneet Mishra ji, the same excitement is there in my heart. And of course, both days I won't be able to spare time. We'll have to leave immediately for one more meeting that is scheduled at Hubballi. But definitely my wishes are with when Gonal and we started discussing. I'm so happy that it takes every faculty member, including principal and the management. The management, I should really express my sincere gratitude. I was just also discussing with the finance officer and CEO. Sir, you people have really stepped in. You have just put the first step that this conference and the IEEE related activities will move on to North Karnataka. We continue to seek your support in this regard, and all the office bearers. Thank you, and big namaste to BLD, because this is my alma mater. What a wonderful thing. Everything is starting from this same place where I have moved around, and this is the next thing that is happening. A great honor for me, sir, and thanks to all, and SN Singh sir, traveling all the way from Kanpur. I spoke to him a couple of times on the phone, but I was thinking how to get him here, and this NK Con has done it. And this is a wonderful thing. Big cheers to all. I request all the audience to give a big claps to the BLD Association. You have done it wonderful. Thank you very much. Namaste to everybody. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing your life story with us and making us realize that we can still reach greater heights in spite of all those hardships. BLUCT and IEEE NKSS is truly proud of your achievements. Ladies and gentlemen, Nelson Mandela once quoted, "Education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to change the world." A true believer of this is our very own Principal Dr. V.G. Sangam. I request sir to please give away his presidential remarks, please.
Good afternoon. Respected dignitaries on the dais, academicians, researchers, IEEE members, delegates, my fellow staff members, dear students, invitees, and electronic media and press media. The IEEE International Conference, IEEE NKCon 2022, which is hosted here, will be witnessing innovations and accomplishments with research trends in the area of science and technology for the benefit of mankind. As a principal of this college, it is my duty and privilege to brief about our college and the association. Respected sirs on the dais, and of the dais, our college belongs to BLD Association, Bijapur Lingayata District Education Association, a prestigious public trust established in the year 1910 for a noble cause of providing basic and higher education to the people of Bijapur district by religious and social reforms. BLDEA, the association, was established by Vachana Pitamaha Dr. P.G. Halkatti, a towering literary figure and a social reformer who dedicated his life through spreading the ideals of Shiva Sharanas. Our college is called by his holy name. Subsequently, His Holiness Sangan Basava Mahaswamiji of Bantlal and late Sri B.M. Patil, General Secretary and ex-Minister Government of Karnataka, has taken this particular association forward for the welfare of society. Our college, that is PG Alkatti College of Engineering and Technology, is established in the year 1980 with the basic 3 branches. Now we have 8 undergraduate, 8 postgraduate, and 8 research centers, recognized research centers. College is spread over in 14.9 acres. We have well infrastructure in all aspects with experienced and dedicated staff. We have industry support labs with Center of Excellences. As a general co-chair of this conference, I am thankful to IEEE office bearers of Karnataka, especially North Karnataka subsection, for giving an opportunity to host this prestigious conference. This conference will be inspiration to our staff and students, that is to learn, relearn, update and work towards multidisciplinary areas, which in turn may lead for techno-social economical benefits for the society. I am very much thankful to our management for giving timely guidance and support to hold this conference. I congratulate and compliment to all my BLDE CET team who worked hard with spirit and made this event to happen here. I wish all the delegates and participants a happy stay at Vijaypura, and thank you one and all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for letting the audience know about the history of BLEA and its achievements. Now, as we all know, to make any function success, there is a lot of human efforts that are required. It is only fair to thank all those souls today. To do the honors, may I request Dr. P.V. Marji, Vice Principal, Research and Academics, to please present his word of thanks.
Good afternoon and namaste to one and all. So I know all of us are waiting for talk from Dr. Jerry, so let me finish within 1 or 2 minutes. I feel honored and privileged to extend a vote of thanks on this auspicious occasion. This is a momentous day in our college as we have hosted first IEEE North Karnataka conference. On behalf of management and college, I would like to propose a vote of thanks to delegates across all streams of science and technology. I extend my warm regards to our chief guest, Dr. S.N. Singh, and Mr. Nadgowda, Deputy Director, ISRO, for gracing the function. Thank you, sir. I thank guest of honors, Dr. Jerry and Mr. Puneet Kaur Mishra for their valuable presence. Thank you very much, sir. I thank General Chairs, Dr. Basuraj Anami, Registrar Kale University, Dr. Deepa Shonai, Professor UEC, and Dr. Parmesh Chari, BD, Professor NMIT, Bangalore chapter, for their valuable guidance which made this event successful. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your guidance. Smooth organization of this conference was not possible without constant monitoring and guidance from our principal, Dr. Vijay Sangam, and organizing chair, Dr. Veeresh Gonar. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. The wheel started rolling 6 months back. So when we thought of having this conference here, so this was possible because of continuous support from various committees. I thank all the volunteers and members of all the committees. Thank you all. I, on behalf of college, thank Honorable President M.B. Patil sir, General Secretary J.K. Patil sir, Director B.M. Patil sir, and Administrative Officer Dr. R.V. Kulkarni, Dr. R.B. Kotna sir, and Agarwal sir, and management for their continuous support to make this happen. I also want to thank all the respected delegates, ex-con members, keynote speakers, and session chairs for taking their valuable time and ensuring their presence here. We feel enlightened and believe that we'll go to learn many things from this conference, and importantly, we'll get a lot of networks through this conference. We are thankful to all the press, media present here for coverage of this particular event. Once again, thank you all and wish you success and good health. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for presenting the word of thanks. My personal thanks to Mr. Emin Patil for helping me in editing work. Now, ladies and gentlemen, sit tight as there is some serious knowledge that's coming your way. May I now request Dr. Jerry Chunwei Lin to please present his keynote address. Over to you, sir. And I would request the dignitaries to please occupy the seats of the dais.
Okay. Yes. All right. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's very pleasure to present some of my research results right here. So I'm Jerry Chunwei Lin. I'm from Western Norway University of Applied Sciences. So Norway, of course, is totally different than India. So actually, my wife yesterday, she just told me in Bergen, the degree was like -5 yesterday. So, compared to the weather right here, it's totally different. All right, so today my topic of the presentation will be utility-oriented techniques, modeling and analytics. Yes? Can you go back? Next one. All right. Yes, so I am the full professor in Western Norway University of Applied Sciences. And I'm also the IET Fellow, ACM Distinguished Scientist, IEEE Senior Member, and this year I was ranked as the top 1 most productive scientist in Norway, and in computer science, and also the 2nd ranking in total of all the research scientists in Norway. Do you have a microphone over? Yes. So I need to see the slide, so I just stay aside, all right? Can you go back? Yes. All right, so for me, I have been published more than 500 papers and around 80 IEEE or ACM translation journals. I am the editor-in-chief of data science and pattern recognition, and also the associate editor for around 12 SCI journals. So Western Norway University of Applied Sciences. So actually, my university is quite new because in 2017, we merged 3 universities together and also 5 campuses. So we become one of the largest universities in Western Norway. All right, so, but the campus in Bergen is, it's quite long because actually it was established in 1861. So for me, I'm in, there's no light. All right, so I am in Bergen campus. We have several campuses, Bergen, Ford, Haugesund, and Sogndal, and Stord. All right, so approximately right now we have 17,000 students and 1,900 staff, okay? So, but I'm not sure, but maybe in 2023 or 2024, we will change another name, which is called the Vestland University of Norway, which means Western Norway University. So we will just, we are trying to negotiate with the government and also the education department, and probably we will change the name as a new one. So this is the Bergen campus. Okay, so you can see the picture that I took. That's the backyard of the campus. And we do have a light train. So light train is very convenient in Bergen. So when you arrive Bergen, if it's possible, you can take light train from the airport to the downtown. So it's just one straight line, so you will not get lost. And our campus in Bergen is not very big. It's not big, but of course we have several other campuses in Western Norway. So when we talk about Norway or Bergen, whatever, so we have the impression, for example, like an aurora light. And unfortunately, it's very hard to see aurora light in Bergen because it mostly happens in the north part of Norway. But just in this year, I think last month, some of my neighbors, they just saw the aurora light in a very late night. They just called me to see it, but unfortunately, I have 2 kids, so it was about the time for them to sleep, so I didn't see that in person. We have a very famous heritage in the downtown, which is called a Bruggen. So Bruggen is kind of a very colorful houses and very historical houses in Bergen, because Bergen was kind of a very important fishing city. And before, I think, I'm not sure how long it was, but before it was the capital city of Norway, but right now the capital city become Oslo. We have a Devil's Tone, so you can see it's a shape like a tongue, so we call it the Devil's Tone. And then we have Atlantic Road, so it's a very beautiful highway, so it travels between several islands. Last summer, me and my family, we just traveled there. It was fantastic. All right, so back to the talk that I'm going to present today. So let's outline. So how do we find a useful patent? Yeah, today I'm going to talk about why do we need to find the patents. So the patent that I'm going to present is called a high utility item set. So me and my colleagues, my team, and my students, we have been working on these domains for several years, I think almost 10 years. And we produce a lot of publication and also the research result regarding the high utility item set mining. Of course, since we have produced a lot of results, so we divided it into 3 categories. So the first one is data type oriented models. Second is constraint-based models. And the third one is a big and dynamic data models. Of course, we have a very short time limit, so I'm not going to talk about all the details of them, but I will just give you the big pictures to talk about what I'm doing right here in this domain, all right? So we have several projects because we are not only working on the data analytics, we also work on artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning in many different domains. For example, bioinformatics, IoT application, security, and so on. So I will just give a very brief introduction of those contributions. And we have SPM project. So SPM project is an open source project. Me and my colleagues, we actually developed, I think, almost 200 algorithms regarding data mining and machine learning. And so if you just go to the Google and search this SPNF, you will find it's a very complete website. We provide all the source code and also the data set that you can perform regarding the data mining and also the machine learning. And later on, I will just give a conclusion and the future works. All right, so why do we need a data mining? What are we looking for from the data mining? So you actually receive a lot of information from many different devices. For example, your mobile phone, your notebook, radio, TV program, for whatever. So you receive a lot of information. How do you handle the information? You, of course, need to think about what is called useful, interesting, and meaningful and valuable information for you. All right, so of course, for example, you receive the information from your mobile phone, from the notebook, from the TV program. But can those information help you to improve your study quality? For example, get the grade A in the courses. So you need to do the filtering, right? You need to figure out what is valuable information for you. So this one is what we call the interestness. Okay. Of course, everybody has a different interestness. For example, I would like to focus on importance. You would like to focus on the weight. Another one would like to focus on the interestness and so on. So we have a different preference. We have a different experience and to decide what is called valuable information for you. Of course, we have not only those, we have, for example, like a support, confidence, lift, up-to-date, periodical, timestamp, and so on. So there are so many measures that you can use to evaluate what is called valuable information for you. Of course, it depends on your preference. Okay. And if you are trying to find a patent, you need to make a strategy. For example, somehow you go to the supermarket, you will see this sale, for example, buy one get one free, right? So that's a strategy of the supermarket or of the shopping mall. You need to do the strategy. You need to make some strategies for decision making, and to avoid the consideration of all the possibilities. It's what I said, because you actually receive a lot of information, you actually receive a lot of knowledge every day. You need to decide what is important information for you. So regarding what is important information for you, you have to think about two factors. One is called effectiveness, one is called efficiency. Effectiveness means whether this pattern is valuable for you. That's called effectiveness. And of course, if you are trying to do some decision making, you need to think about whether I can discover a pattern efficiently. For example, everybody right now, we are talking about a big data, right? Of course, the very straightforward models in big data, there will be like a Spark, hard platforms. All right, so there will be kinds of the efficiency. All right, so the most important thing of the pattern mining, or what we call pattern discovery, is called frequent item set mining. Frequent item mining is kind of a way to discover the information or the relationship of the pattern in the database. A priori algorithm, which was proposed by Al Gore in Sigmund in 1993, it was the first algorithm to discover the relationship between the items in the database. And of course, a priori algorithm has some problems. For example, you need to scan the database all the time. You need to discover the patterns label by label. So I'm not going to talk about all the details of a priori algorithms right here. Instead, there's another algorithm which is called epic growth. So epic growth was trying to conquer the problem or the limitation of the a priori algorithm. Okay, so what we call the frequent item set mining or association rule mining, they are the fundamental knowledge in data mining. And the many applications, for example, the straightforward application will be supermarket, okay, or retail market, whatever. We are trying to analyze the data by using this kind of information, for example, association rules or the frequent item set, to discover the patterns from the data set. So here is an example of the data mining. For example, we have a 5 transaction data right here. Like each transaction is kind of for a customer. You go to a supermarket, you are trying to purchase some items together. The first one, he or she will purchase the milk, bread, cookies, and beverage. Second one will purchase milk, bread, and cookie together, and so on. And we need to define 2 threshold values right here, which are called minima support and minima confidence. Of course, how to define the very proper minimum support and minimum confidence, that's another research question. Okay, I'm not going to talk about this one, but there are some ways to discover what is a good way to set up the minimum support and minimum confidence for the association rule mining. So based on this scenario, you actually can discover a pattern which is called if bread is bought, then milk is bought. So this is a very fundamental knowledge of association rule mining based on 2 threshold values. However, you can see from this database, you only see the names of the items. But when you go to the supermarket, are you only trying to purchase one piece of the item? Not really, right? So for example, every week I go to the supermarket for the grocery shopping. I probably will purchase 5 cartons of milk, 6 cartons of the eggs, and so on. Okay, 5 bags of the bread, something like that.
So you need to think about the quantity. In a traditional associational mining or frequency mining, you don't need to consider about the quantity, but in reality, we need to consider about that, right? And also, if you are a shop owner, you need to think about how much the profit or revenue that I can get if the customer, he or she purchase this item. That's called a unit of profit. But here, in this traditional associational mining, or what we call a frequency mining, you don't consider those two factors in the database. So that's why there is another domain which is called high utility item mining. It applies to the real application because we need to consider about quantity as well as the unit of profit to make sure your decision is valuable, is useful. All right? So of course you have a different weight, a different interestness, different importance. It depends on what kinds of utility you would like to think about. So the quantity value can be replaced by the weight value, interestness value, and so on. It doesn't matter. So this kind of a utility scenario has been applied in many domains, of course. So without those complete information, for example, like I said here, the quantity value unit of profit value, you probably will discover incomplete information. So if you are trying to deal with those incomplete information, you probably will make a mistake. You probably will make a wrong decision. All right, that's very important. And also, when you look at a database, somehow, an item set with a very high support may have a very low utility. For example, like clothes. Everybody would like to go to the supermarket, shopping mall, to buy the clothes. But actually, the clothes, the profit of the clothes is not that much compared to diamonds, of course. All right? So, but many people, they would like to buy the clothes. So the frequency of clothes is quite high compared to the frequency of a diamond in the shopping mall. So it means even the item is frequently purchased, but it doesn't mean this one is a very valuable item for you. All right? So in a basic analysis, we will think about each item has a distinct price, or what we call a profit right here. And also each item in a transaction is associated with a quantity value, like the diamond and the clothes in this example. So we have a very low frequency of the diamonds, but the profit of the diamond for the retailer, for the shop owner is quite high compared to the clothes. So you can see the clothes, the number, the frequency of the clothes is quite low, but it's quite high, sorry. But the profit of the clothes is quite low compared to the diamond. Another example right here. So if I sell one bottle of beer, I can get $2 as a profit. If I sell 100 bottles of beer, I can get $200 as a profit. Instead, if I sell one diamond, I can get $1,500 as a profit. I sell 2 diamonds, I can get $3,000 as a profit. So you can see, even I sell less diamond compared to the clothes, but I get much more revenue than the clothes, right? Of course, as I said, not only for the best kit analysis, but also we apply this one to other applications, for example, like a trajectory prediction and so on. So when we are talking about the utility, there's a scenario of the utility. All right, each item has a weight, unit of profit value that can appear more than one in each transaction. Sorry, that's called a purchase quantity. The utility of an item set is measured by the unit of profit and the purchase quantity. That's called a profit of the item set. And then we need to define an item set is called a high utility set if its utility is no less than or equal to the user-specific minimum utility right here, or minimal threshold right here. So this is a priori knowledge. You need to define by yourself. You need to judge it by yourself according to your experience or according to your preference. So the scenario of the utility item set mining is like we have the data set. One data set is a transactional data set. Another one is a unit of a profit table. We set the minimum utility threshold as 30 right here. So you can discover 2 patterns. One is called BD, the utility of a BD is 30, BCD is 34. Okay, that's a very simple scenario. So the algorithm, of course, is like input data. There will be the transactional data set with the quantity value, union of a profit table, minimum utility threshold. That's the 3 inputs of the algorithms. And you have the output, a set of the high utility item sets right here. So if the utility value of the item set is larger than or equal to the minimum utility threshold, we will say it's a high utility item set. So from this example, we can say if the minimum utility set it as 33, we can discover those 4 item sets as a high utility item set. How to do the utility calculation? Actually, it's very simple. So you look at the slides right here. If we are trying to calculate the utility of a BDE, we need to figure out where a BDE appears in the transactions. For example, BDE appears in transaction 1, and the BDE also appears in transaction 2. We look at the quantity of a BDE and also unit of a profit of a B, D, and E. So you can see the utility of a BDE will be calculated as first transaction, the utility of a B in transaction 1 is 5, times the profit, unit of a profit of B is 2, plus the quantity value of D is 3, times the unit of a profit value of D is 2, plus the quantity value of E is 1, and the unit of a profit value of E is 3. So we sum them, and we can get the utility of BDE in transaction 1. We do the same thing for transaction 2, and we can get the utility of BDE as 36 in this example. Of course, you can think, wow, that's a very easy way to do the calculation of a utility. What's the research questions right here? Of course, it's not very easy because when you are trying to do the calculation, you need to apply some strategy, apply some properties to reduce, for example, search space to speed up computational cost. If you do all this combination to check all the items by yourself one by one, for example, you check A, B, C, D, E. After that, you check A, B, A, C, A, D, A, E. After that, you check A, B, C, A, B, D, A, B, A, B, E, and so on. So the cost will be the 2 to the power of n minus 1. So that's very costly. So if you do all the combinations to check all the possibilities, it's impossible. Right now we have 7 items, 8 items, it's okay. If you have 100 items, 1,000 items, million items, billion items, how do you do the combinations and check all the utilities? That's impossible, right? So it comes with a research question. How do we speed up the mining performance? How do we reduce the search space right here in the utility mining? Of course, due to a time limit, I'm not going to talk about the detail of how do we speed up the computational cost by using some properties, for example, downward closure properties. But here you can see, if I apply downward closure property, that means if BDE 36, actually we say up the minimum utility right here is 38. That means BDE is not the item set that we want because its utility is lower than 38. However, you check the extension or the superset of BDE like BCDE. Actually, the utility of BCDE is 40. 40 is larger than 38. So that means 40, the BCDE is something that we want. It's a high utility item set that we want to discover from the database. However, based on the downward closure property, if BDE is not satisfying the threshold value, that means we will not explore BCDE. Okay, so this is kind of the downward closure property borrowed from the a priori algorithm. That means if we don't explore BCDE, we will have the information lost right here. All right? So you can see it's not very easy to conquer this problem. You need to apply some property, you need to apply some strategies right here. That's a very famous strategy which we call the transaction weighted downward closure property. Okay, so due to the time limit, I'm not going to explain the downward closure, the transaction weighted downward closure property. But if you are interested, you can look at the paper that I just published. All right, so that's a problem right here. So you can see the issues of utility. Evaluation of the utility is not reasonable. You need to explore all the combination. That's not possible. Without the downward closure property that I just mentioned, you have a very, very huge candidate numbers, okay? You need to check each candidate's item set to power time of k minus 1. That's a very huge search space for you. Computational cost is very, hard to optimize. Okay, you need to use a lot of, for example, several days, several months, several weeks, even several years to do all the combinations if your combination is very, very big. So, based on this idea, what we call the utility-driven concept, we made 3 different categories. So we have Facebook right now, it becomes the metaverse, right? Of course, metaverse just lay off some employees, just in this month or last month. But we have the metaverse. And what we call here is called a utilityverse. That means we actually explore so many research questions in utility-driven mining, or what we call utility-driven concept. The first one is a data type-oriented models. We handle the sensor data, we handle the IoT data because they have the uncertain factors in the IoT application about the data set. We handle the temporal data, for example, like a stock market data. We handle the screenshot data, for example, like your DNA sequence. Okay, ATCG, all the combinations of ATCG is kind of a sequence data. Of course, not only the ATCG. You also will explore the website. You will go from Amazon to Google and to the other websites. It's also kind of a sequence behavior. Okay. We have a constraint-based model. So before you can see, we try to evaluate all the items in the database by one uniform threshold value. But it's a good way for the evaluation. For example, if you go to a supermarket, you have a caviar, you have a milk. Actually, they have a different weight, they have a different importance. If you are trying to use one single uniform threshold for the evaluation, that's not fair for caviar, right? Because if we put a threshold too high, you actually cannot find the milk at all. If you put a threshold too low, you find all the combinations. That's the idea for the pattern mining. So you have a different constraints on the patterns. You need to think about, for example, weight or the correlation constraint or what we call the individualized constraints right here. And as a data set, actually you receive the data, you receive the information. This is a dynamic world, which means actually you need to make a decision in a dynamic way. Okay, look at the stock market. You are trying to make a decision maybe in just 5 seconds to see whether I would like to purchase another stock in a few minutes. So we have the dynamic environment. And when we discover patterns, some data set, they will be inserted into the database. Some data set, they will be deleted from the database. Some data set, they will be modified from the database. We have a dynamic search. We have insertion, deletion, and modification. We have a streaming data. Okay, also relevant to the stock market data. We have a large scale heterogeneous data set. How do we make all these combinations together? Try to make a prediction. So this is a pyramid structure that we made. From the bottom up, there's a data type oriented models that I will present some ideas right here. Constraint-based models, and the top one is big and the dynamic data models for the applications. So as I said, what is important in the mining process? The 2 factors, effectiveness and efficiency. Effectiveness means what kinds of data that you are handling right now. It depends on the data type, right? You have a screenshot data, you have transactional data, you have a streaming data, you have IoT data. You put some constraints right here. You have timestamp constraint, you have the individualized threshold constraints right here. You are trying to evaluate whether you discover patterns that are valuable for decision making. That's efficiency. you have a larger scale data, you have a heterogeneous data, you need to think about what is the better data structure for handling those kind of data. We have a priori, we have a projection, we have a tree structure, we have a list. We have some planning strategies right here to remove the unpromising candidate in the database, try to reduce the search space to speed up the computational time. And also you need to handle the larger scale data. Okay. So that's something regarding the efficiency. So the models that we present right here for the first data type oriented or data type based models, they will be like the data for the temporal, for the recency, multi-dimension, uncertain sequence data. So I just listed some of my publications right here. So for example, the first paper, we handle the trend information. So what is called the trend information? That means, for example, right now it's approaching to the Christmas. Are you going to buy the Christmas tree in November or in December? Yes, in Norway we will buy it, right? But is anybody going to buy the Christmas tree in January, February, in March? No, because it's not a season for the Christmas. It's just like a Diwali, if I remember correctly. You know, my son and also my daughter, they go to the international school in Bergen. They have some celebration with some international ceremony. For example, Diwali, if I remember correctly, it's from India, right? They also celebrate it. So, of course, they will make the candles, whatever, something like that. So you need to look at the trend information depends on different seasons. So the paper we published in ACM Translations on Management Information System. And also, this one is a multi-dimension sequence. Okay, that's because actually we have a multi-dimension sequence data. We have not only the purchase item, we have the other behaviors. For example, timestamps, sex, your gender, whatever, right? Location, something like that. So you have a multi-dimension data. So for this paper, we published in the ACM Translation on Knowledge Discovery from Data. I'm not sure why there's no slide showing here, okay? And another one we published in the IEEE System Journal, which in this paper we are trying to handle the uncertain data in the IoT applications. So we publish in IEEE System Journals right here. And the last one is we are trying to combine the factors regarding the sequence data and the IoT applications. And we publish a paper in the IoT translation, IEEE Translations on Intelligent Transportation Systems. And for the second category, it's a constraint-based model. As I mentioned, we have a different preference regarding the item set. For example, you have your own preference. I have my own preference. We should not use the same and uniform single preference to define what's called valuable patterns right here. So we have an individualized threshold for the evaluation. Also, we have a multi-objective functions for the evaluation. What is called a multi-objective? When you are trying to book a hotel, if you visit Bergen, for example, if the hotel is very far away from the downtown, of course, the price could be cheaper, will be lower, right? So the distance to the downtown is long, but the price of this hotel is low. However, if you are trying to book a hotel, it's close to the downtown, the distance is short, but the price is very high. So you can see the trade-off between those two factors. One is the distance, one is the price. So in this kind of scenario, we are trying to figure out the relationship, those kind of relationship, trade-off relationship, and discover the patterns. So the patterns will be not only the a set of knowledge, but we will find the non-dominated patterns together, okay, to make the decision. So that's kind of a trade-off scenario. Of course, it can be applied into other factors, not only the price and also the distance, but the other factors. So for the first individualized threshold constraints, we published a paper in ACM Translation on Data Science. And the second one, we published a paper in ACM Translation on Internet Technology. For the threshold one, As I mentioned, you use a uniform or single threshold is not realistic. It's not a good way. You need to set up the threshold value individually. So here, like the caviar and the milk, you set up the threshold too high, you probably cannot discover anything. You set up the threshold too low, you will discover all the combinations. How to set up the good threshold is also the research questions, okay? So some of the researchers, they are working on this kind of research topic, and they also propose several very excellent models to handle this problem. So we have another paper, it's a kind of a skylight pattern models. So this paper we published in ACM Translation on Internet Technology. It's what I mentioned. You have the distance, you have the price, you have a trade-off relationship between the factors. How do you discover patterns? So that means you need to find a set of non-dominated patterns together. So that's a scenario that I just mentioned. And next one is occupation. So occupation is another factor that we present instead of the utility item, say mining. Because when you are trying to do the purchase behavior, somehow you will look at the utility value of a specific item in a specific transaction. That's what we call occupation. So instead of the total utility, we would like to focus on more specific transaction with more specific items. So that means the utility or the occupation value of the specific item will become normalized value between 0 and 1. So this one will be much easier for us to make a decision or to make an evaluation. So this is another work that we publish for the occupation. So as I mentioned, we have a dynamic, we have a big data. Data is changing all the time. We have insertion, we have deletion, we have modification. How do we handle it? Of course, we published several papers regarding this dynamic environment, but I'm not going to talk about those papers today. Instead, I talk about, for example, the data is a streaming data, like a stock market data. If the data is distributed, for example, we have the Walmart. The USA has a Walmart and has several branches in different countries, right? Data is distributed. You, of course, as the main company of the Walmart, you need to collect the information from different branches and make a decision. So it's a distributed data. And it's also large scale data. Okay. So we propose 3 different models. For example, the streaming data, large scale data, and the data fusion models right here that are in this presentation. We have a streaming data. So it means we only look at a very specific window size. For example, the window size right here is a 6. So right here, we only look at the information in this 6 sized window. And when we move to the next time step, we need to, of course, delete the information from the past and edit the information from the new data. So you need to do the changes. You need to update the information that you discovered right now. So the paper we published in ICM Translation in Intelligent System and Technology. So that's a models, that's a sliding window that I just mentioned. We look at a more specific window size to discover patterns, but of course you need to do the modification and update the data set, update the knowledge that you discover frequently. So of course here you need to think about how do we speed up the performance. Second one, large scale data set. We have a paper published IoT, IEEE Internet of Things Journal, and the ACM Translation on Large Discovery from Data. So that's the models that we present. This one is trying to use the MapReduce framework to handle the large scale data. Of course, you can see that 4 stages in this presented framework. So later on, it doesn't show. Later on, we present another paper. So it's a kind of a 3-tier structure. So we reduce the platform from 4 tiers to 3 tiers, and we get a better performance. So a paper we just published in 2022. Also, the last one is a pre-large weighted fusion model. So because actually you receive the data from many branches, from many different places, you need to do the information fusion. You need to make a connection with those data. So we publish the model and submit to the IEEE sensor journals. So you can see right here, we have, of course, the distributed data. And how do we fuse or how do we merge the information discovered from different branches? And of course, we need to avoid the information loss from different branches because we are going to make a global decision, okay? So instead of those papers, we still have many papers published in this utility-oriented mining concept. But I'm not going to talk about all of them because somehow they are overlapping to each other. For example, we of course trying to combine the constraint-based model with the data type-oriented model, or trying to combine the constraint model with the application or what we call a dynamic data model. So I'm not going to list all of them or talk about all of them. And we have some pattern mining survey paper. We also publish them in a very good events. For example, the ACM transaction knowledge discovery, and the IEEE transaction knowledge and the data engineering. And also we have we actually developed it. We actually developed it more than 200 algorithms regarding the data mining and machine learning. So you can check the website right here. It's an open source library. Everybody is free to download it. So we are also publishing the concept of this project to two very good events. For example, PKDD 2017 and also JMLR 2016. All right, so the conclusion, so you can see actually, of course, right now I'm working on the other domains, but this is a kind of a research question, for example, like a utility pattern mining. One of my PhD student, master student, he is still working on these domains. So we have, of course, you can see we divided into 3 different categories. We have various data type models, we have constraint data type models, and also we have a big and dynamic data models. And future work, because actually in Norway the PhD is very costly. So right now I have one PhD student who is going to work on the return data analysis. So what is called a return data analysis? If you do the purchase behavior and you are not satisfied of this item, you are going to return this item. So this is called a return behavior. So the company which is working with me right now is a company from Poland. They are trying to predict the behavior of the customer because those kind of return behavior will bring some problems. For example, storage problem, transportation problem, they will increase their cost. So we are trying to handle the realistic problems cooperated with the Poland company right now. So we suppose, of course, we will have some new results coming in maybe next years, and regarding the return data analysis. Of course, we are trying to look at the more realistic constraints. Right now, we have individualized threshold value, we have the occupation, and so on. We have different measures for the evaluation. What are the others that we can have? We are still looking for that. And of course, more important, we have a heterogeneous data in IoT environment. How do we merge all the information from different IoT devices and make a very good decision? That's also another topic that we are working on right now. So that's a pattern mining text. How to obtain the new knowledge for decision making, how to design the effective structure to keep the information, and how to reduce the search space of the candidates. There are 3 very, very important research topics in the pattern mining. If you are looking for the pattern mining, you are trying to contribute something in the pattern mining, definitely those are the very important topic for you to do the research. So instead of the data mining, what I'm doing right now, of course, artificial intelligence, deep learning, machine learning, we have several, they are not showing right here. Okay, I don't know why. Yes, we have several papers regarding the machine learning and data mining, we publish in very good events. Okay, so for example, we have papers for the bioinformatics. We have a paper for the IoT application. We have papers for security and privacy issue, and so on. So yeah, I'm not sure why it's not showing right here, but anyway. Yes, so that's all my presentation for today. So if you are interested, yeah, you can just drop me the email. I can send you the presentation and the slides, and we can have a further discussion. Thank you. Any questions? Yes.
Can you explore more on that? Regarding data fusion, any platform or any?
Yes, we don't design a platform, but we design our algorithm to make the fusion models. For example, we check the weighted value of each branches, and of course, the weighted value can be designed or can be developed by the numbers of the data in the branch. So we base on number of the data in the branch and give the weighted value and to make a fusion model. Okay, so actually from our prediction result, we get almost 100% accuracy compared to the bench models. Yes, but I'm not sure why it's not showing here. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Keeping in mind the density of population or the target customers in India, and let us take in a situation of a supermarket having 100 items. So how you can implement these models here?
Yes, that's a very good question. Yeah, right now, of course, we have, you can check the website that we provide. That's a SPNF website. We have several customer data, but of course, that's a public data set. So we use those kind of public data set. Of course, it also include data from the Microsoft. That's called a FUMA data set. So Microsoft, they provide the FUMA data set, and it's a public one. It's a real data set from the company. But of course, it has been anonymized, so we don't know who is the company and also the or very specific or privacy information of the customers. But we do have some real data set. But of course, compared to a very large scale data, we use the simulation data. Because you know the GDPR in Norway, in Europe, is very strict. So it's very hard for us to get a real data set from a big company. Before we do that, we need to get a consent of interest from for example, from the university, from the company. It takes a lot of process. So right now, when we are trying to handle the big data or large scale data, we just use the simulation data because. Just according to my experience, one of the master students, he was trying to do the research on museum. So they went to the museum and took a picture of the skeleton. It's already the dead people. But in Norway, if you want to handle this human, the skeleton, even it's a dead people, you need to get a proof by the government. So it took, as I remember, about 6 months at least. To get the documents from the government saying like, okay, you can do this skeleton research. Okay, so you can see that the GDP are very, very strict in Norway, even it's a dead people. Okay, so in Asia, for example, I'm originally from Taiwan, we don't really care about this kind of issue because it's already dead. Okay, so for us, we don't really care about it, but in Norway or in Europe, they have this consent. So if we are trying to handle big data, for example, right now, as I mentioned, we are cooperating with a Poland company. Of course, we will receive the real data. Okay, and it's a large data set. Of course, there are also some large data set in India or from the other countries. So when we are trying to bring this data to Norway, let's see what happens. Yeah, so we don't know what it will be. Maybe we will be asking so many documents, and also we need to get a consent by the company. I don't know whether we need to get a consent by the customers. There will be a disaster, I guess. Yeah, so that's a very big issue. Yeah, but I think it's interesting. Yeah, so of course we have some anonymized models before to centralize the data to make it as anonymous data for the prediction, for the analysis. But still, I think it's a very challenging task for us, especially in Europe. Yes.
I have a question, and just you mentioned about temporal data. So are you considering anything like model updating? Yeah.
We don't consider about the model updating because the temporal data that we look at is something like for kind of a periodic data. For example, like as I mentioned, the Christmas season, people will pay more attention on Christmas tree in November and December. But we will not pay attention in January, February for the Christmas tree. So that's a temporary data that we look for. So we are trying to figure out what is the hot items in this kind of a periodic timestamp. For example, from November to December, maybe Christmas tree is a very hot item for selling. In summer, for example, from June to July to August, ice cream is a very hot item for sale. So that's a temporal data that we look for in our design models.
Hello?
Yes?
Sir, in the era of artificial intelligence and deep learning, how we can justify that using the a priori algorithms? Yeah, how they are going to be like more, they will perform better than what we have in present context.
Yes, that's also a very good question. Okay, so me and Professor Yu is a professor in the United States. Okay, he is a professor in Illinois of University of Chicago. I think he is a top 5 scientist in the world. We also try to figure out this problem. So that's why I forgot the name of the concept that we developed. But we are trying to use this kind of pattern mining models as a pre-knowledge, priori knowledge for the pattern prediction. So of course we try to discover the informational relationship of items in the database, and we use this kind of relationship. For example, like support, minimum confidence, even the correlation, coefficient, those kind of measures, we put it as an input. And we use this kind of relationship to make the deep learning models. So that's a way how we handle, try to combine the data mining and also the deep learning together. Yes. So I suppose, of course, we already published several papers regarding this kind of combinations. And later on we will, because the slides, it doesn't show, so I cannot tell you more. But of course, we have some works regarding this kind of topics. Yes, so if you have still have questions, you are free to drop me an email, all right? Okay, thank you, yes.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable knowledge to this audience. Now, as great men always say, whatever you do, just make sure that it contributes to the progress of the nation, and always be grateful to the nation. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request all of you to rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विदाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभाशिष मागे गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विदाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you all. I would now request all the dignitaries, delegates, organizing members, and the participants to please assemble in front of the library building for a photo session because it's a moment that needs to be captured. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your patience. It's me, Kiran Patil.
And Dakshayani Ijeri.